Coming up, UT10 cameras were in the courtroom as Rockets wide receiver Nick Moore awaited his sentence.
And a man who was caught peeping into dorm rooms has been charged. Your news in 10 minutes starts now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Mariana Joy.
And I'm David Davis. The 2008 election marks the first time in history that an African American has been elected president of the United States.
Reporter Eric Henderson attended a post-election party on campus where the future of education was on a lot of people's minds.
It was here at the Student Union on election night where students awaited the outcome of the presidential election. Barack Obama has been declared the presidential-elect, so what does one student think Obama would do for higher education?
I really think he's going to push for more affordable college so that more people like him can have the opportunity to one day, aspire to be president and, do whatever they want with their life.
Barack Obama actually has a plan that he hopes will put college within reach for many Americans.
Well, I think Barack's talked a lot about building his policy around college students. He's talked about a $4,000 tax credit for college students who are willing to commit some of their time to help the community.
Obama also wants to eliminate costly bank subsidies, expand Pell Grants for low-income students, and simplify the application process for financial aid.
I think it's really interesting when I look at the website and I see that he has a financial aid process that's going to streamline, make things a lot easier. I think it's great that people will be able to fill out their taxes, be able to click a box, and fill out the financial aid all at once.
With both chambers of Congress now under Democratic control, Barack Obama should have no problems with implementing his education policy after his inauguration, which is scheduled to take place January 20th, 2009. For UT10 News, I'm reporter Eric Henderson.
Thanks, Eric. While the nation is reflecting on the election results, reporter Phil Levering has some local student reaction.
It was a historical election, and for many UT students, on November 4th, 2008, it was their first presidential election. Now, I wanted to hear how our students felt. Now, it was clear that these students had some mixed feelings. Some Obama supporters had an idea of what they thought he could change for the country.
Hopefully out of economic debt, and that means that there's going to be more jobs.
Others say they're just glad to have someone who's in charge that's not a Republican.
The Republicans aren't doing a very good job. Our economy's horrible right now.
I even searched for John McCain supporters around Centennial Mall and found that they are even looking for the positives after this huge election.
I sure hope if I do have a little bit of a hard time finding a job, maybe Obama will have some new policies in place that might help me along for a little while.
Now that this historic election is all said and done, come the first of the year, we will have a new president. Whether you voted for the winner or the loser, how do UT students feel?
Like amazing!
For UT10 News, I am Phil Levering.
All right, thanks, Phil. Well, as most of us probably know, there was a fight that broke out after the Toledo-Michigan game on October 12th.
Right, according to police reports, Nick Moore and a guy from Columbus actually got in a fight outside of Rhinos, and Nick was charged with a misdemeanor, and he spent part of that night in jail. And I was downtown at the Toledo Municipal Court on Tuesday for his arraignment. The entire proceeding only lasted about a minute, and Moore's attorney, Jerome Phillips, argued that even though Nick had already served time in jail, he was actually mischarged.
In reviewing the charge, it appeared that they had mischarged him. They charged it as a disorderly conduct misdemeanor of the 4th degree, and it really should have been a disorderly conduct misdemeanor of the minor degree. The difference is the potential penalty.
The charge was changed, and Moore pled no contest. Judge Amy Burling found him guilty, but ruled that no additional jail time or fees were necessary because of time already served.
I thought it was just the appropriate way to resolve it, as did Nick, and we just decided to get the case done.
Some UT students experienced an invasion of privacy. On October 21st, a peeping Tom was seen in Whitehall. Residents reported seeing an individual that morning in the female community shower.
There's 3 stalls, and they're just one right after another. You have metal dividers and just plastic curtains. I look down and I see this guy, I saw his body, I didn't see his face. And so he's laying on the floor in the middle shower and just looking up.
Residence Life Project Manager Allison Kaufman says students should not let strangers into the residence halls and should report if they see anyone suspicious. 29-year-old Kenyon Cuffey of Toledo was arrested and charged this past Monday with trespassing and burglary.
All right, well, let's move on and take a look at your 4-day forecast. A very different forecast compared to this past week. We'll only get up to a high of 51 degrees on Saturday, 47 on Sunday, Monday mid-40s, and a low of 29. Man, Tuesday mostly cloudy, a high of 45, so break out the coats. All right, now let's toss it over to Keisha and what's coming up in sports.
Thanks, Dave. I've got student reacts to Coach Amstutz stepping down and highlights from Wednesday night's football game. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Your UT Bookstore wants to provide you with a wide selection of used textbooks for next semester. To do this, we need our campus community's cooperation. Faculty must commit to reusing a textbook as soon as possible. We encourage students to sell their used books back. Students will receive 50% of the original sale price for books being reused next semester.
The more used books, the more money you'll save next semester. Together, we can make lower textbook prices a reality.
Welcome back. Football head coach Tom Amstutz, better known as Toledo Tom, is stepping down at the end of the season. This comes less than a year after the firing of men's basketball coach Stam Joplin and the resignation of Lady Rocket coach Mark Elin. Amstutz is 57 and 39 in 8 years as the head coach. He led the Rockets to 2 MAC championships, 2 MAC West championships, and 4 bowl game appearances. I went and talked to some students about the Coach Amstutz resignation.
There's always room for improvement, and as you can see, they wasn't doing much, so maybe he thought that starting over, clean slate, would make the team better.
I thought he was going to stay because he beat Michigan, though. But, I mean, it's a sad day because I got friends that went to high school with me that play on the football team, and they're pretty down about it, though. So I guess it's bad, I guess.
I think it'd be a good thing to give the players a new look, a new way of looking at things. It might draw more fans to the games.
Some students think it's a good thing, others aren't too sure. But Coach Amstutz and the team can't think about the end of the season yet. Their focus was on Wednesday night's game. Rockets taking on the Akron Zips. Akron would strike first as Chris Jacquemain hits Jeremy Bruce for a 23-yard touchdown. Rockets down 21-3 in the second as Aaron Opelt juggles the snap, keys it himself, and runs it in from 6 yards out for the TD. Later, Opelt would hook up with Steven Williams for an 8-yard touchdown. Akron too much in this one. Toledo falls by a score of 30-47. You know, Rockets football didn't do too well this season, but basketball starts next week against the Florida Gators.
That's true. The UT10 cameras will be down in Gainesville to catch Coach Cross's first game as head coach.
Exciting.
Yeah, that should be. All right, we'll be right back.
Rockets versus Miami, Friday, November 21st. See you at the game.
New buildings are not the only thing students will notice on campus over the next year. Several buildings that have stood for decades are scheduled to be demolished in the upcoming months. Associate Vice President for Facilities and Construction Chuck Leonard says the first demolitions will take place over Christmas break and into January. The first buildings to go will be the Student Annex, the ROTC building, and the Steam Power Plant. Leonard adds that Snyder Memorial is scheduled to come down the following year. This is all a part of the $300 million construction and renovation package the university is trying to complete by fall of 2009. That is it for us. If you have any stories or information you would like to share with us, please email us at ut10news@gmail.com.
And remember, you can always watch your news and sports in 10 minutes on YouTube. For Mariana Joy, Keisha Blanton, and all of our crew, have a great week and stay tuned for more news from the UT campus.